okay? This is our makeshift theater. For our actors to be heard, you guys need to be quiet when it's time to be quiet. There'll be times for you to scream, yell, clap, right? That's okay. But when they're up here acting, we need you to be respectful. You guys gonna do that for us? Yeah. All right, I know you are. All right, you have a question. How long did this take? They've been working on this for about a month. They've been working on this part? Okay? So, and you'll notice during this show, a lot of the stuff that they're doing, they actually wrote themselves. So that's pretty cool. They wrote a lot of these monologues and little skits that they're doing. Okay? I would like to introduce to you guys right now the founder of this program who'd like to say a couple words to you guys, Mr. Tony Plana.
Thank you for coming today. It's important to know, if you're an audience, that you are as important. What you do is as important as what the actors are doing on stage. The audience is another actor in the theater. What's also, I think, interesting for you, I've been acting almost 40 years, probably before your parents were born. Okay, forget you, your parents. So I've been doing this a long time. And what's interesting is that anybody who watches television or film sits there and says, I could do that. That's easy. Man, I like to be an actor. I like to star in my own movie or my own TV show. How many of you have ever said that? Now, how about the ones that could be a little more honest? How many of you actually said, I wish I was a movie star? Never said that? Yeah. Everybody. And let me tell you, today you're going to see actors act, okay? And actors are supposed to make it look easy. When you see it on television, and you see it on film, and you see it in the theater, it's supposed to seem easy. It's not. So it's really important today for you to give them your undivided attention. Help them be good at what they're going to do. These are not professional actors. These are seventh graders. We're trying to do what professional actors do. We've taught them some of the things that actors do to become better at what they do, to make it look easy. But what's going to make it a lot easier for them is if you pay attention, and of course, be open to reacting. If something is funny, it's funny. If something is serious, it's serious. When they finish what they're doing, the audience rewards the performer by doing more. So participate in that way, in a supportive way, in a participatory way. That makes sense? And I think you're going to learn a lot about how difficult it is to act, how challenging, but how rewarding it can be if you really work at it. I mean, what these students do usually, they take a lot longer to rehearse. You know, in a play, we do 40, 45 hours a week, you know, for 4 weeks. They haven't had that much time. So they're less rehearsed than most professional actors do. So take that in mind. And I think you'll appreciate acting when you see it again the next time you see it. Okay? Thank you.
Gentlemen, you ready for the show? Yeah! All right, without further ado, the Actigators!
Okay, so one of the things that actors have to do is concentrate. And a lot of times there are distractions. Flashbulb goes off in the audience, somebody coughs, somebody sneezes, somebody forgets a line, somebody does something that's really funny, a set falls down, all sorts of things can happen. So we have to practice intense concentration. This game is called Zero Position. These actors right here are going to stay stock still. Well, our actress Daria is going to do her best to make them crack. Do anything you like, dear, and go.
Now, if she makes them laugh, I have to say.
Just joined the class this week, so they just learned this game, whereas the other three have been working on their concentration for a couple weeks now. So it gets harder and harder to get them out, and it's easier and easier to remain focused. Good job, guys.
So another important part of our class is every day we go over a quote of the day. Some inspirational quote from either somebody in literature or a famous actress, Albert Einstein, those type of people who give us words of inspiration that help us to create some of these characters in some of these games. So our first quote of the day that we'd like to hear from is from Miss Shailene.
Meryl Streep once said, "Take your heart to work and ask the most and best of everyone else too."
Alright, so one of the other things that we've done in this class recently is that we've created characters. The students got to pick an animal, and then they got to name their animal, what their animal liked, and create a narrative to go along with it. And once they created the narrative, they wrote monologues. And a monologue is, in theater, a section where an actor comes out and they speak their feelings and their thoughts uninterrupted. So it's like a speech. And so they've written their own, and we'd like to show you a few of them. So if we can get our first monologue.
I never thought you were so, Mom. So mean, Mom. I'm grown. I'm 20 years old. I have to have a boyfriend. I thought you were on my side. Yes, I know, but I'm not a little kid anymore. I'm 20. Look, I promise I will do anything you want, but come on! Thank you, Mom. You're the best!
And now our next monologue, Mr. Luis Fernandez.
Luis, please.
I just want it to end. It's tearing us apart. Listen, when Mom and Dad were taken by zookeepers, they told me, always stay together. We're all we're got. Why are you acting like this? Listen, tomorrow, you see that a lot of trees have gone, then we can leave. But for right now, let's cherish this forest because maybe tomorrow there might not be one.
All right, so that's a couple of our monologues, and we'll be having more throughout the show. I'd like to introduce our next quote, Mr. Desmond.
Albert Einstein once said, I am enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world.
One of the skills we have to cultivate in this production is improv. And improv is when you are making things up off the top of your head based on a character that you've already found and a situation that everyone has agreed on. So, we have a little improv game to show you. The same profiles they did on characters, they're now going to be playing those characters. But everything that they're going to say, they are making up as they go. So, without further ado, welcome to the interspecies animal dating game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first ever screening we've had of this game. And just so you know the premise, we've got a bachelorette, lovely, talented, and count them, ladies and gentlemen, 3 bachelors hoping to win her love. So, without further ado, let's meet bachelor number 1! Why don't you introduce yourself to the crowd?
Well, I'm a canine, retired cop. I like to dig bones.
All right, a canine. Bachelor number 2, come on out here. Let's hear it for bachelor number 2.
My name is Pablo, and I tell you rats, and I'm a coral snake.
A coral snake. Excellent. Go ahead and take your seat, sir. Bachelor number 3. Bachelor number 3. All right, he appears to be sleeping, but we'll get him out here. Come on, bachelor number 3. All right, go ahead and give us your name, sir. Stan. All right. What kind of animal are you?
Panda.
A panda. All right. Do you have any fun facts about yourself?
Eating bamboo.
Oh, you like to eat bamboos. Excellent. Go ahead and take your seat. And now, the moment that we have all been waiting for. It is time to meet the lovely and talented Bachelorette! She's got to wheel her tank out here. All right, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm a hammerhead shark. My name's Bella. I like money.
Hammerhead shark Bella. She values money. All right, let's get the show on the road. Do you have any questions for our bachelors?
Bachelor number 3. Where would you take me on our first date?
First date. Bachelor number 3. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. All right, okay.
A bamboo restaurant.
Do you know a shark?
Do you know that she's a shark, sir?
Bachelor number 1. How much money do you make a month?
I make $100,000.
Will you give it to me?
I'll give you 99% of it.
That doesn't work. Would you give me all of it?
99%, I said.
And I said I am taking 99%, so it's 100 or nothing.
Anything to say to that, sir?
Nothing.
Batch number 3.
They're celebrities.
So they got around
Yes.
Bachelor number 2. Would you consider having a family?
Wow. Let me guess. No.
Bachelor number 1. Where would you take us on a date?
I'll take you to a restaurant.
A restaurant. Bachelor number 2. What is the most interesting about you?
I catch.
You catches. A snake who catches.
Catches what?
Rats.
Bachelor number 3. What is the most interesting about you?
Sorry about this. One more time. Wake up, sir. Wake up.
I eat bamboos.
Bamboos. Those nasty things.
Excuse me, but you have gills that look like wrinkles.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our next quote of the day from our dear friend Anthony.
Content says to arouse a desire. To create is difficult. To kill the desire is easy.
And now our next monologue by Ludwig Tejada.
I already told you, I don't want to see you hanging out with Carlos. I know he's your best friend, but when you are with him, you don't do your homework and he's gonna flunk that grade. I don't want that for you. If you do, you will embarrass the family. You don't want that to happen to your family, to think I don't care about you. You need to make your family proud and get A's in school. And you make a promise and you have to.
And our next monologue from Idris Sanchez.
Oh, look at all those gazelle. My taste buds are already fired up. All right, Chuck. Listen. When you're about to attack, you stay low and steady. Look, there's one over there. Grr. One of these leaves are poking my eyes out. There was something eerie about the place. Chuck, stop. Hold on. I knew something wasn't right. Everything was still and quiet. All you could hear was the wind blowing on the grass. What's wrong, Pa? Shh. Using only my ears, I tried to hear any sort of movement. Nothing. But what? I was brought back to reality after hearing a low growl. I look around to see Chuck, right behind a gazelle. Chuck! Chuck! He couldn't hear me. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should stop him or just let him do his thing. So instead I just stayed there,
and I watched every move of his, and if he made any mistake. Having to look away, I see 2 green dots in the distance. Oh no. Chuck! I push through the leaves and race towards Chuck. Word is starting to spread. I see him laying on the ground, groaning, with one gazelle dead. Chuck, you okay? Don't worry, let's take you home. You did great. I put him on my back with a gazelle in my mouth. When I get my hands on that dirty foreman, he will pay.
As the class was working and exploring monologues and exploring scenes, some of the monologues that they looked at were from The Good Man Charlie Brown, and some of them were from William Shakespeare, the playwright. We looked at A Midsummer Night's Dream, and we looked at a monologue from Helena. We also looked at a very famous monologue from a play called As You Like It. And as our actors are getting prepared, they'll come on out once they get their props, you're going to see a very famous monologue entitled All the World's a Stage. And this is their interpretation of that play. Give us a second.
Yes, sir.